Right now, from KTAB News, your local election headquarters, this is Big Country Politics.
Hello, and thank you so much for being here for Big Country Politics. I'm Travis Ruiz, and we start right here in Abilene. And even though those numbers are improving for the COVID-19 diagnosis, the Abilene City Council has extended the shelter-in-place orders for the rest of April. That order is to stay home except for some jobs, or to shop for groceries and medicine, to care for others, or to attend religious services. But again, no more than 10 people in one place, including your house. You can get outside though, walk, ride bikes, go to the park, just keep your distance. All the businesses ordered to close that last month still cannot open.
We are going to get beyond this, and we'll do so because the team is working effectively.
And at its next regular meeting, the council may consider stopping the collection of the street maintenance fee, $7 for most residential customers, and of course cutting the water and sewage rates during this emergency. All right, now to our eye on education. Higher ed at the Key City getting some help for the federal government during this coronavirus pandemic. Those exact amounts on your screen right now, nearly $8 million will be given to Abilene's 3 universities and Cisco College as part of a grant from the recently passed CARES Act. ACU receiving nearly $3 million, HSU almost $2 million, McMurray just over $1 million, and Cisco College $1.8 million. And right now we're going to hear from both Abilene Christian University and McMurray University on how this money will be used.
We're very, very thankful about that. Thankful for our senators and our congressmen who really pushed that through. And so we'll be having some good amounts of money. This first round of funds is coming specifically for student financial aid.
ACU's portion of that is going to be about $2.9 million, which will go a long way toward helping us position to come alongside students and families who have found themselves in certainly unexpected waters with difficult challenges ahead.
Dr. Harper is actually the president of McMurray University. All right, we did not hear back from either Cisco College or HSU. As part of that grant, each school must use at least half for emergency financial aid grants for students. Other portions of the money will be used to cover expenses related to the disruption of campus operations due to COVID-19. All right, the Pentagon outlining ways it can keep our servicemen and women safe from the coronavirus, just one day after a sailor died after serving on aboard a Navy cruise ship. Here's Kelly Mayer.
Our condolences go out to his family.
Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley on the coronavirus death of a sailor from the USS Theodore Roosevelt, on which nearly 600 sailors have tested positive for the virus. General Milley says the DoD is working much like the rest of America to ramp up coronavirus testing.
Especially for groups that are going to be probably be in tighter quarters.
The increased testing is just part of the Pentagon's efforts to protect servicemen and women. Defense Secretary Mark Esper says he's sent out 8 directives since January, from requiring social distancing to a travel ban to and from some U.S. bases.
This is a necessary measure to keep our people safe and our military ready to act.
The DoD hopes to increase the amount of testing in the next 45 days.
Testing, testing, testing.
Democrat California Congressman Eric Swalwell wants service members to know if they've contracted the virus and for the DoD to deploy antibody testing.
This certainly should be a clarion call for all of us.
Esper says the military will continue to work through the chain of command to change long-standing military practices that might allow the virus to spread.
How do you get 6 feet distancing on a sub, or even a carrier for that matter? So the challenge will always be implementation.
The Pentagon says as U.S. military fights the battle against the virus, it remains ready for whatever challenge it might face. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer.
All right, one of those first positive cases of COVID-19 in Taylor County was a medic at Dyce Air Force Base, and as of now, individual cases by the military will not be released. All right, oil has been a basis of the Texas economy for hundreds of years, but it's still looking at its history for the first time a roller coaster ride. Exactly where we are right now with the price of oil at its lowest levels in more than 50 years, and thousands of oil handouts of small businesses are closed. The Texas Railroad Commission meeting in Austin this last week to see how they could limit production and see how that would help. Here's Wes Rappaport.
As this virus wreaks havoc upon the healthcare system, it's done additional tremendous harm to our oil and gas industry.
Oil producers across Texas, like Jim Wilkes, who's been in business since 1973, told regulators Tuesday limiting oil production is already happening around the state.
Our largest purchaser has asked us to reduce oil production by 15%.
Those asking for the state to step in and pro-ration or proportionally limit production to respond to the current low demand say it would help stabilize the market and save jobs.
The commission really does not have any wiggle room to do nothing in the unprecedented, disastrous circumstances of today.
Others urged the Texas Railroad Commission to let the free market economy run its course.
Texas should let it continue to work without regulatory intervention. Second, the economic impact of pro-rationing. In the near term, pro-rationing will have a more severe jobs and economic impact than the free market process.
If you're a large operator or you're a small operator, there can be no waste in today's market because as a responder to the market, you will reduce your physical production.
For now, the question is whether to act, and if the answer is yes, a decision on how will come later.
All right, this COVID-19 shutdown has hit all segments of our Texas economy, including farmers and ranchers. It's a business which often finds them struggling to keep their heads above water, but help may be on the way, a multi-million-dollar relief package. Here's KTAB Washington Bureau correspondent Raquel Martin.
About $16 billion will go directly to producers.
U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue says he's close to finalizing a massive aid package for farmers hit hard by the coronavirus outbreak.
I'm prepared to present to the president. We hope to do that this week, today or tomorrow.
With business closed, demand slash and commodity prices tanking. Perdue says he's rushing to get aid out the door to stop the bleeding.
They're all suffering there. There's no doubt. We're trying to be as inclusive as we can be.
Perdue tells me the direct payment will be available to virtually all ag producers, including specialty crop farmers who sell directly to farmers markets. Another $2 billion will go towards purchasing products farmers can't sell and getting them to food banks.
It's really a shame to see milk being dumped and other food, healthy food products being dumped or plowed in when there are people who could use that.
Michigan Republican Congressman Bill Huizenga supports the plan.
We've got to make sure that we're supporting sort of the home team.
But Illinois Democrat Congresswoman Sherry Bustos says without help for the ethanol industry, the plan falls short.
Secretary Perdue and the Trump administration need to look at agriculture from a very broad perspective. There's so much more that needs to be done.
Perdue says the direct payments are just part one of his plan.
We'll have a two-pronged attack on this issue.
He says thanks to the CARES Act, the USDA will have another $14 billion available to assist farmers in July. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Perdue is trying to make sure the food supply to all Americans is solid with no interruptions. All right, we're about to have a new extension agent in Taylor County. New to Taylor County, but not new to the big country. Steve Estes, approved by Taylor County Commissioners this last week. He is just moving down the road from Jones County.
It's impacting our processing facilities and being able to get the actual meat from the processor to the grocery store on that end of things. It's not necessarily on the end where the livestock producers are raising the cattle and going there.
All right, he was just speaking about the COVID-19 effects on agriculture. The county extension agent is the ag expert from farming and ranching to ranging to gardening. Steve Estes starts his new job on May 1st. All right, even with everyone supposed to be locked up, they're still getting things done. Those essential businesses with their employees are doing what they can to keep us supplied with what we need, even completing projects or getting them done faster than expected. KTAB's Kevin Clack explains how less traffic is paying some big dividends for the city of Abilene for downtown.
Before downtown dispersed, leaving parking lots desolate and events canceled or postponed to an unknown date, Greg McCaffrey, Public Works Director, says they expect it to work around the traffic.
Because of this COVID-19, that necessarily is not so much of a big part of the equation of us moving forward with this project.
With 42 city blocks to complete and the Abilene Central District construction project, Greg says they're in its early stages. But with less foot traffic, the original projection date is getting smaller.
I think it may be completed a little sooner than 15 months, and I think that's the case because now the contractor has sort of gotten themselves into a pattern or a rhythm of how they're going to go about completing various block segments.
He says the North 6th Street project is seeing the greatest impact.
That project itself is not seeing nearly as far as the traffic that would have impacted it otherwise had there been as far as, say, the school in session.
He says you'll start seeing traffic cones in different places soon.
My understanding is they're going to be shifting traffic as far as on some of these blocks next week.
Which is a good sign as they continue to stream forward through the series of blocks in the project. But even if businesses open back up and traffic gets back to normal, construction crews plan to stay on rhythm. In Abilene with coverage you can count on, Kevin Clack, KTAB News.
Now, completing a block a week was the estimate going in, but the team is actually ahead of that schedule. Still to come here on Big Country Politics, more on the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic here in the Big Country. We're back in 2 minutes.